play a little dead or alive as we enter the month of November here. Take a look at some of the teams that are in the college football playoff hunt and decide whether they are dead or alive. Let's start in the SEC. Heading into the week, the SEC had a 95% chance to send at least 4 teams to the college football playoff.
Yeah.
We will start with that game that we just showed you, Oklahoma and Tennessee. Tennessee, dead or alive now with 3 conference losses?
Yeah, they're dead. Sorry. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, they're not going to be able to survive, I don't think. And just their 3 biggest games, they came away with 3 losses, and I just don't think that their resume is strong enough really to make a case. And really just the offense not making critical plays in the big-time moments for them. They no doubt are a fun watch. They're explosive. But just too many mental errors really in both sides of the football in critical moments this season.
And to think, too, that Vanderbilt game at the end of the season could have been a lot bigger, both of those teams picking up losses today. You see they will host Vanderbilt on the 29th. They also still have to go to Florida.
Yeah, so 3rd loss of the season for Tennessee, coming from Georgia. And then you see the one from Alabama and now Oklahoma. I think
all good teams. But
yes, all good teams.
Still 3 losses.
And I still think there's probably going to be a 3-loss team in the college football playoff, judging by just how things are falling. But the way that Tennessee lost this game tells me that they won't be that 3-loss team to make it. You have to lose a little bit more in a better fashion. This is an Oklahoma team that had 4 total turnovers coming in the entire season, and they had 3 in the first half.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They didn't get many turnovers, and they were able to basically force Tennessee into mistake after mistake after mistake. So Oklahoma, great win for them, but for Tennessee, to answer your question, are they dead or alive? They are most definitely dead, in my opinion.
All right, that's enough, guys.
We mentioned Vanderbilt there, who will play Tennessee at the end of the season, but Vanderbilt did pick up their 2nd loss of the season today. Now have losses to Alabama and Texas.
Shout out to the chat. Boomer Sooner. There's a lot of boomers in our chat.
Boomer losers.
All right, Vanderbilt dead or alive, though, with 2 losses now?
Vanderbilt is alive. I do not think that Vanderbilt is dead. Definitely a tough loss for them today, but they didn't get blown out. I said the way that you lose is very important. They lost to an Alabama team where, quite frankly, they turned the ball over twice in the red zone. Had it not been for those 2 turnovers, maybe it would have been a completely different game. And then their loss today against Texas, it's a 3-point loss. Maybe if that onside kick bounced their way, they would have been able to make something happen. But check out the rest of Vanderbilt's schedule and their percentage to win: 68% against Auburn, 86% against Kentucky, and then 40% against Tennessee. As we have just mentioned, now nothing is guaranteed in this college football world. We understand that, but I do think this Vanderbilt team is still.
They got to win out, though, right?
They got to win out. There's no doubt.
They're not going to be one of those 3-loss teams to get in, but I think they're still they can be one of the 12 best teams in the country if they clean up some of the things that they made mistakes with today, like giving up all those sacks.
Right.
Not good. You got to get your running game going as well.
That's right. And really just their big wins. What does the committee think about their big wins, right? And their big wins are South Carolina earlier in the year when South Carolina was ranked 11th, right?
Yeah.
31-7 that victory. The LSU win when LSU was ranked 10th, right? 31-24. And then Missouri when they were ranked 15th in the country, 17-10. How does the committee value those wins of teams that maybe now aren't quite as impressive as we thought earlier in the season?
We'll find out what the committee thinks on Tuesday when they release their initial rankings for the year. We'll also find out where the committee will put Miami. Well, they probably will leave them out because Miami picked up another loss today. They left the state of Florida for the first time, and they found out that things aren't always sunnier outside of the Sunshine State. Lost to SMU 26-20. Is Miami dead or alive as it pertains to the college football playoff at this point?
They're dead, man. They're dead. Sorry to say it. I just
we're burying a lot of teams right now, by the way.
We are, but you know what? I just think that there's not going to be enough room for them to really make the case of why they should go in. And of course, I just think the overall view of the ACC doesn't help them going forward.
Right.
I think the ACC had a little bit of a problem of getting maybe 2 or 3 teams in the first place. And I think this loss and how they lost to SMU is not going to help them, especially with Virginia, Georgia Tech, and Louisville all not playing against each other.
Speaking of, by the way, Georgia Tech took a loss, and you mentioned it, Maddie. Like the ACC took a little bit of a hit today.
Yeah.
Scoop, Georgia Tech, dead or alive, now picking up their first loss?
Georgia Tech is still alive. They have Georgia at the end of their season to make things look a lot better. Obviously, a brutal loss today to give up that many points against the NC State team that really hasn't been able to be consistent this season is something that we did not see coming today, right? But every single week there are multiple losses that we did not see coming, and their defense just didn't show up. Haynes King did his thing. Matt, you said earlier in the show, over 500 yards of offense. I mean, you got a lot of help there, but you weren't able to close out the game and do what was necessary. So just looking at the remaining games of the top 4 ACC teams, all of these teams have a chance to play in the ACC title game.
Pitt's going to win one of those games, by the way.
Now, also, how strange is it, too, for Virginia to be undefeated in conference, right? But they lost to North Carolina State earlier in the year, but because they were trying to fill the void of the schedule and all that, it doesn't count against them. Now, I just have to make that point.
I mean, we're going to see Pitt, as you see, Pitt against Georgia Tech. That is going to be really interesting because these are the ranked teams that are going against each other as well. Then Miami, theoretically, they're not done completely. They're going to need a lot of help.
Back doors open for Jeff Brom.
Converted this guy to a Louisville Cardinal, and I love it. I appreciate it.
Just to finish up the conversation on Miami. The Canes are 4-11 under Mario Cristobal in November or later. That's where you make some money, and the Canes have lost money in the month of November. All right, so a lot has been made, too. Let's get to the Big Ten. A lot has been made about how top-heavy the Big Ten is this year with Ohio State and Indiana. I'm going to throw Oregon into that conversation as well. But fourth team for the Big Ten, I think, is the big question. Whether or not they get one in, I'm going to say yes. But really the question is, who is going to pick up that fourth spot, Maddie?
Hey, you know, my sleeper team who's not on the list right here, the Washington Huskies, man. The remaining schedule, Wisconsin, Purdue, UCLA, and then they finish the season with Oregon. And we'll see how Oregon kind of phases out through here. I feel like we're all kind of cooling on Oregon a little bit as the season progresses. I mean, why not Washington with Jed Fish, right? And Williams, right? And what they've done with Denzel Boston, right? And Jonah Williams. So I'm excited about the Washington Huskies' chance to be one of those sleeper football teams out of the Big Ten to maybe sneak their way into the college football playoff.
Who you got, Scoop? What about Iowa? Iowa sees Oregon next week.
I was thinking about Iowa, too.
And we're going to reveal our picks later on in the show for Iowa versus Oregon. And these two, they might surprise you with who they've picked, because if you're going to go with what you picked, then Iowa is, of course, a team that can definitely sneak up on some people. Indiana has essentially blown everyone out of the water that they've gone against. Except the Iowa Hawkeyes. And why aren't they ranked? Which doesn't make much sense to me. A one-loss team, Iowa's doing their thing. It's just not fun to watch. But for everybody in the chat saying we don't talk Big Ten, we are going to talk more Big Ten. We love the Big Ten. We love the SEC. Everybody here. No SEC bias here, man. Can you bring that up?
No SEC bias here.